Hello everyone, and welcome to Euro Truck Simulator 2. I've decided to start a single player, well not a single player, but a career mode in ETS2 as opposed to using the account that I've been using for the majority of the time. So, I've got a load here. I just got out of the tutorial, and I don't actually own a truck yet, seeing as how I have, $1,920, and this is not a way out, is it? I did not think so. Crap. My ultimate goal is to get to a point relatively soon where I am able to afford one of the heavy haul trucks, like what I have on the 2 live streams that I've uploaded already. More coming soon. I haven't really felt like doing much recently because I've really not felt all that great. But I've been doing what I can as I can. I'm just going to plow out into the road. I don't even know if there's traffic right now. I do have currently turned off all of the traffic offenses and everything because, well, I'm playing a game. I'm not exactly going full-on simulator over here. Oh, look, there is traffic. Look at that. Awesome. Once again, I could not get my face cam to actually cooperate, so, I'll fix it eventually. I'm pretty sure I just need to reset OBS entirely. And what's going on with the mail? Let's do that and drive. That's... Oh, I can't. Leave me alone. Email. Check email while driving. Truck dealers. Because it's going to be a while until I'm able to actually afford to buy a truck, I'm actually going to leave it up to you guys to pick exactly what truck I get. There are several different truck dealers in ETS2. There's MAN and Volvo, Scania, and a few others. I'll let you guys do the research and everything as to find which truck dealer you want me to purchase my truck from. But I'm going to pick the truck for various reasons. The main one, I'm not going to get in front of you, am I? Well, maybe will. Will you stop? Are you going to let me get over? You going to speed past? Cop? Dude? Dude? Okay, fuck you. I'm gonna pick the truck because I do end up planning on upgrading that truck to be one of the heavy haul trucks, which is something you can't do currently with all the trucks in the game. It's only supported for 2 of them. One of them is all of the Mercedes, really, and the other one is the Volvo FH. They might change it later, or I might have to download a mod or something that'll let me do it in multiplayer. One of my friends has a MAN in multiplayer that is one of the heavy haul trucks. I'm not quite sure how he did that. I will have to ask him. But anyway, starting the story mode. It does feel weird. I can't hold my lane. Starting in not my nice little Volvo FH. Sad face. But we get by with what we have. I miss my 750 horsepower. This thing has no power. Come on! Come on! I'm only hauling 21 tons. That's probably British tons, so, God, the drone on these things. Alright, I'm getting over. Let me over or don't. I don't really care. Screw you! So anyway, I'll let you guys pick what upgrades I do to the truck, what it looks like and everything. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. At the end of one of my videos, when I'm actually able to afford one of the trucks, I'll let you guys say, hey, what color, paint job. Chances are, if I can afford it, I'm going to go with the 8x4 chassis, which is the heavy haul DLC. Not like a 4x6 or a 2x4 or the 2x6. I think that's all of them. Or a... whatever. There's so many chassis. So many chassis. Oh, God, they've got me speed limited. Why? What if I want to do 100? Ah, that's the wrong thing. Options. Gameplay. As soon as I can brain. Where's the truck speed limiter? There it is. Off. But I actually have some quite big news that's happening quite early in my YouTube channel career. You know, 2 weeks now, I think. Actually, a week. It was a week on Saturday since I did my first upload. Woo! 3 videos in a week, and I am terrible. Anyway, I am fortunate enough to be getting a substantial sum of money in. I plan on building a new computer and using the one that I'm playing on now, which is not a bad PC, by the way. It's actually pretty good for what it is. Oh, crap. Oh! Mercedes. I'm going to upgrade, end up getting a Ryzen 7 1800X and GTX 1080 Ti, because why not? 32 gigs of RAM. It's going to be a heavily Corsair themed build. The case, the RAM. I'm getting an H100i, which is Corsair. The case, I'm pretty set on the case I'm getting. It's a Corsair like 560X, I think is the name of it. 560, 570. And aside from that, it's going to have a 1.1 terabyte M.2 SSD. And it's just going to be massively overkill because I can, and because I want to. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do 3 1080p screens for ETS, or for any simulator, really, because I do a lot of driving games. I have this, and I have Project Cars. Uploads coming soon. I have American Truck Simulator. I have a lot of driving games, and I want to do a surround gaming as much as I can. But I also have an old game, Burnout Paradise City. That was a fantastic game. I want to start doing uploads because I love that game. I mean, it was a really, really good game, and yeah, I'm sad to see the majority of the multiplayer is dying for it, which I'm very, very sad about. But the community that's there, you've got a group that I generally hang around with. If any of you guys play multiplayer, you might know them. PC Punisher, Z-Bob, Stig007. You might see Isbeth. You know, she's one of my... they're a few of my regulars when I play. I haven't played in a while. Quite honestly, because I've been stuck doing other things and worrying about my life as opposed to a few video games, which there's a lot going on in my life right now. I'm not going to bore you guys with any of the details of that. Unless, of course, you want me to bore you with the details of my life, which is, again, boring. God, this truck is utterly slow. Come on, go. I am currently in single player, as opposed to multiplayer. I will go to multiplayer in this game as soon as I buy a truck. I'm in single player now because because I don't have my own truck, and because the differences in the multiplayer. This is going to end badly. There's a difference in the multiplayer timing as opposed to the single player. So when I pick up a load, because there's so many people online right now, I end up being in essentially a queue. Well, it is a queue, which is people waiting to get online. And there's a time difference. So when I load in and select the load, and then I go to try and deliver it, I'm always late. So I get 0 experience, I get 0 cash, and I'm basically just driving for free. I'm delivering loads for free, and I want to make money. So for right now, I am in single player. I might download mods to get heavier traffic, more realistic traffic patterns. Just until then, just to keep things interesting, because I like the multiplayer. I like the feeling of having other drivers there and how they drive, because real people are ridiculous. Terrible, terrible drivers. I mean, they swerve back and forth. They can't hold their lane. In multiplayer, you have people that ram in pilot cars and in trucks and do stupid things, drive in stupid ways. They don't really think about what they're doing until long after they've gotten banned. But I'm not interested in banning people. I'm just interested in having some fun, playing some video games, and uploading a few videos. That's entirely what I want to do. Now we are about an hour game time out, so roughly a minute and a half from destination. I do have it set to automatically determine where I drop the trailer. I've got it set to auto select, so it could be an easy, it could be a hard, as a lot of companies would be. They would have you park a trailer along the side of a fence or in a dock door or something along those lines. I actually work very closely with trucks. I'm not a trucker myself, but I work very closely with them at a company. I take care of them. I tell them where they need to go, where to drop their trailers, and oh, I hit that, and everything. That's going to be expensive. Not making any money off of this one. Did it damage the trailer? No. Good. So, a few dents on the front of the truck. Not my best bit of driving. Not my worst. But I stand at a gate and I let them in and out. I thought he was going to run into me there. See, I'm used to multiplayer. People, they just don't look. They don't pay attention. How is he pulling away from me? I'm full throttle. Like, pedal to the metal. And I still can't go anywhere. I'm getting really close to that poor car. Oh, do I need lights? Probably need lights. I'll turn my lights on anyway. Oh, it's a tunnel. You need your lights on in the tunnel. Oh, yes. Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes. But I stand at the gate and I direct trucks. I tell them where to go. I sign them in and out and all that good stuff. I'm going to keep the majority of my personal details out of YouTube videos on the grounds that, well, quite honestly, I'm not really allowed to talk about much of what I do. There are certain things I can and certain things I can't, and I also don't want, if on the off chance I ever get big, I don't want people just randomly showing up at my job wanting to take pictures and everything, because, you know, that might end up getting me fired. I don't plan on quitting my job for YouTube if I ever get that big, but if it comes to it, and I feel that that's what anyone that watches me would want me to do, upload more videos more regularly. I don't mind working. I actually really like working. It gets me out of the house. It gives me something to do. It's consistent income. And right now I only work 2 days a week. I've only been working Saturday and Sunday. Oh, God. That's twice I've about hit a truck. But I only work Saturday and Sunday for various reasons. Not going into those. God, I cannot drive. I just hit him again. Oh, well. Back it up. Does he have his hazards on? No. He doesn't care. Sweet. But with only working 2 days a week, that does give me quite a lot of time to worry about my personal life and getting videos out to you guys and everything, which is something that I want to do. I've been meaning to upload. I felt like garbage for not uploading. I felt like garbage in general. Haven't really felt like doing too much. But I'm not feeling too hot right now. But I'm doing this anyway because, well, I want to. And the few of you guys that are currently here are probably waiting for an upload, which I am massively far behind on, and I do apologize. I suck, and I know. But on a side note, I plan on doing about 1 to 2 loads per video, depending on the length of them for now. I might do 20-minute, 30-minute videos, which is about the standard for the majority of YouTubers now. I'm gonna cut this one off. When I drop off, I'm gonna end up seeing if I can get the garage here, which I know I can't, because those garages are like 100,000 a piece, and I just don't have 100,000 cash. I mean, obviously I have 1920. But I'll get there. I'll get there. I already own one in Sweden, I think it is. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But after I get rich enough in this game, I do plan on every city I go to, every city I come close to while hauling, I'm going to buy the garage and buy trucks and put people in it, just for the income. I mean, in reality, I don't need money in this game, because if need be, I could download a game save, which is what my other one is, because I've lost 3 game saves total for this game. Like, everything, because of hard drives and everything else. Oh, you're gonna give me an easy parking, huh? Oh, that's way too far. But that wasn't good enough for me anyway. And give it to me. There it is. But I've lost several game saves because I had one originally on my laptop, which is, it's a 6-year-old Alienware, and anyone who owns an Alienware, ooh, level up. Anyone who owns an Alienware will be able to tell you they're not the most reliable computers ever. Company status. Fuck me. I forgot I set that. But, yeah, I'll do another load. What's a good load? Oh, literally just sending me right back to where I came from, huh? It's like the... Oh, that one's lighter. Which one pays more? This will be easier. I forgot what I was talking about. ADHD for the win! Yeah, completely. I could download well, I have an Alienware, and it's old. It's a 2011 Alienware M17XR3. It's not exactly a cheap option. I mean, back in 2011, it was worth, I think I paid $2,400 for it. Maybe $25 after tax, which at the time was crazy amounts of money. Like today, you can spend that on a laptop and not get anything. But, and you can also buy like an $850 Dell Inspiron Gaming, which will kick its butt in today's standards, but, you know. But I've had to replace 2 screens and like 3 hard drives, RAM, graphics card, and speakers. But ever since I've done all of that, it's been pretty stable. Like the hard drives I replaced the last time, or it came with it a Seagate something. I don't really remember what it was, but I took that out and I replaced it with a Western Digital Black. Which, it was a performance edition, it was meant for gaming laptops, and it was not cheap at the time. It was a 750 gig, and it ran me a pretty penny. I paid way too much for it, and I didn't get the longevity out of it that I should have. Chances are it's probably still under warranty, even though it was in there for like 4 years. But I really can't be bothered to call Western Digital, and I've never had a Western Digital that hasn't died on me. And I'm just not happy. And then the Western Digital died, so I ended up going to Best Buy, and I got a Crucial SSD. I think it's only like 128 gigs, but it's cheap, and I retired my laptop years ago anyway. And I threw the Crucial SSD in there, and it chugs along, it's all happy and stuff. But it's, I don't know. I've just not really had much luck with laptop hard drives. I mean, even desktops. I've had 2 Western Digital Blues die on me in different desktops. I had a pre-built HP Pavilion that I used to play games on for ages ago. It wasn't a gaming PC by any stretch of the imagination. It had a quad-core AMD Phenom X4, like 1.6 gigahertz. It was stupid. I mean, it wasn't fast, but it got the job done. And that quad-core, it was okay. I mean, I can't really hate on it too much. It was okay for what it was. And as far as the graphics I had, and I think I threw in a Radeon HD 7450. Again, not good, but not bad. I mean, for the time, it was decent. It was a low end, and it got the job done. And I actually retired that PC when I built my current one. And I built this one, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago, this past February. So it's pretty old. It's not bad. It's got an 8-core AMD FX 8320 overclocked to 5.5 gigahertz because it loves to overclock. It is under 360 millimeters of water cooling, so no dangers there. It's only like 1.45 volts too, so she gets pretty toasty, but not anywhere dangerous. It hovers around, I think, about 110, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which Celsius, I couldn't even tell you. I think that's somewhere around 45, 46 C. Which, again, well within the acceptable margin. I mean, it's good up to, I think, 65, 70, or 80 C. And I've got 24 gigs of RAM. I have replaced the graphics card in it 3 times. I originally had a GTX 650. I replaced that with an R9 270X. Then I got 2 R9 270Xs. Then I replaced both of them. One of them died, and I went down to 1, and I just wasn't happy with the performance of 1. So I gave that one R9 270X to one of my friends. And he still runs it to this day. But I gave it to him because he had one just like it. It was an XFX R9 270X, and he had an XFX R9 270X. So I gave it to him. He's been running it in Crossfire for a couple of years. 0 problems. And I upgraded to a GTX 980, or an EVGA GTX 980SC ACX 2.0. For those of you who know anything about computers, you'll know how good of a card that really is. But the resolution that I play at is ridiculous, and it can't really keep up in the majority of games, and I'm happy with it. I am. It's been a reliable workhorse for years. It's done everything I've asked it to, when I've asked it to do it, and I've only had a couple of instances where I thought it was dead, but it always pulled out. It always came through for me. My current case is a deep-cooled Genome, and this is the Gen 2. And it's kind of funny because I did have the Gen 1, which it comes with a 360 millimeter all-in-one water cooler in it. But the first one I had leaked. And it leaked in the obvious place for one to leak, right out of the water block. Oh, chuggy. Wow, what happened there? We good? Anyway, it leaked where they all leak, which is the water block. If you look at one, it has a tube that runs from the center down the side. Well, on the side, it's got a fitting. That fitting leaked and dripped the cooling in it, which it wasn't water. It was really sticky. I don't want to call it antifreeze, which is typically what you would run. But it was something close along those lines. And it dripped all down my motherboard, all down my sound card, all on my graphics card, and it was terrible. But I'm lucky. I caught it in advance. I came in my room one morning after eating breakfast, and I hit the power button on the PC, and after a few seconds, I started hearing water bubbles going through the pump and the radiator and the whole nine. I'm just like, that doesn't sound good. And on the front of the case, it has a reservoir with 2 tubes in it that you can see the coolant flowing through. And I could see the air bubbles going through. And originally I thought, well, you do lose a little bit of coolant over time through evaporation, through the tubes and what have you. You can't keep it perfect forever. But then I looked at my phone screen. My phone was sitting beside the tower, and I had the side panel off because I had just cleaned it the day prior, and I didn't want to mess with putting the side panel back on. And I looked at my screen, and there was 3 drops of liquid sitting directly on the screen. I instantly panicked, went for the power switch on the back of the PC, and tore it apart. And what ended up happening is it did drip down the motherboard, but I feel that I'm lucky that I picked the motherboard that I did when I built this thing, you know, all those years ago, because it actually has short circuit protection built in. And those of you that are curious and want to look it up, it's an ASRock 970 Pro 3 R2.0. And if you look at it, that motherboard has several awards. It's been a... Why are my lights not on? It's been a really good motherboard, and it literally, there's still white spots on the PCB and in the first PCIe bracket where the coolant actually is, or still is. But I ended up getting an air cooler from my father. It was a Master Maker 212, I think, made by Cooler Master. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome air cooler. One of the best I've ever seen. Thing looks fantastic with the LED lights and everything. And he let me use that, and it took me 4 months. 4 months to get Deepcool to honor their 3-year warranty. And because it took them so long, I think the CEO for the company, or at least that's what the email said, the CEO for the company actually paid out of her own pocket for me a new case. And she did send me an upgrade. She did send me an apology gift, which was it was by Deepcool. It's 2 LED strips and 1 controller with a remote. I don't know where the remote currently is. I lost that like months ago. But it took me 4 months to get them to honor their 3-year warranty. And they did upgrade me with the newer case. They did give me the 2nd generation of the Deepcool Genome. And I looked very closely at the exact same fitting on the side of the water block. Their solution to that fitting coming loose and leaking was putting epoxy resin. Or at least that's what it feels like to my hand. It feels like they put just some epoxy resin around it to hold it in place. Which, don't get me wrong, that will work. I mean, epoxy resin is some of the best glue we have. Oh god. This truck does not handle well. And I'm not really worried about it leaking from the same place again. But if it does, again, I still have the 3-year warranty. And I only had the case for 12 months, or for 10 months. At the time, I had it for 10 months. I then spent almost half that amount of time trying to get them to honor their own warranty. Like, what's the point in putting a warranty on something if you're not going to honor it? And there's a stupid sticker that was supposed to be on the box that mine just didn't have. My box didn't have that sticker. I don't know if they forgot to put it on at factory. I don't know if it came off during transit. But it wasn't on there. And they tried, the person that I was dealing with me, I can't remember his name to save my life, he kept trying to not honor the warranty, saying that that was the issue. Why they didn't want to is because I didn't have the number on it. And I'm just like, my case doesn't have it. And that's not my fault that it doesn't have. Wow. This truck really handles like complete garbage. It's not my fault it doesn't have it. If it had it, I would have given it to them. Alright, let's see if I can back a trailer. No, I can't. Cannot back a trailer in a video game for nothing. Ooh, I can't see. Oh, this is bad. But anyway, after months and months of dealing with them, that's going to hit that trailer. But after months of dealing with them, I finally got the new case, and I still haven't given my father back his air cooler. Don't ask why. I don't really have a good reason for that. I need to. I know I need to. I feel like garbage about it. It's been sitting on a table in the box. And I used it for 4 months, so I did clean it up for him, make it all shiny again like new. I cleaned off my thermal paste and everything, which I use good thermal paste. I think I use Arctic MX Silver or something crazy. Which with the new PC, I haven't really looked up what I want to do as far as thermal paste and everything. But that is my second load. And right at a half hour. Look at that. Anyway, that's my second load, and I hope you enjoyed me rambling on about my computer experiences. I'll try to keep... Aw, you really couldn't give me the third level? Really? Or the second level? Really? Video games, dude. Anyway, thank you for joining me for my ramble about. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whatever it is for you. And have a good one.